Live via satellite from Hollywood, AT&T presents truly interactive radio, Rockline, North America's #1 rock radio program. How you doing? I'm Steve Downs. Rockline is brought to you by 1-800-CALL-ATT. Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Just dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for all interstate calls. And by the Air Force. Learn tomorrow's skills in today's Air Force. Tonight, Rockline is very proud to give you the extremely rare opportunity to interview all 4 original members of KISS. You got a question for the band, this would be the time. Toll-free number 1-800-344-ROCK. That's 1-800-344-7625. One number toll-free from anywhere in North America. You know, everybody's familiar with the expression, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, the sights and sounds that this word conjures up in rockers young and old would easily number in the billions. And the word is KISS. One of the most anticipated shows in the 15-year history of Rockline is about to begin. The volume of calls into this building today has literally brought Ma Bell to her knees. Gene was particularly interested in that piece of information, but I'm going to, keep my words to a minimum here so we can get as many calls on as possible because, as the band has said many times, this one is for the fans. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss are here. The tour is on. KISS is alive again. Gentlemen, how you doing?
Boy, that even brought a chill to me. I just went, wow. Cool.
Well, you can imagine what it did for the millions of fans out there when it was finally made known that the 4 of you would be rejoining. Now, we've had Gene and Paul have been on this show several times over the course of the years. Ace has been on once. Peter, I believe this is the first time you've ever visited us here in the Rockline studios, so we'll start with you. Some of this, in a way, has to do, as I understand it, with you wanting to sort of tell your daughter what Daddy used to do, kind of thing, because she was born after you had already left the band, and the KISS convention here in L.A. was coming in, and you wanted to kind of show her what it was all about.
Yeah, when I heard about it, that they were doing this, I had to bring her because I didn't know it was going to be on the scale that it was. It was huge. It was huge. It was like a huge concert going on. But they had the statues there of us. They had my old drums. They just had tons of stuff that I didn't think these guys saved through the years. Gene saves everything, and I guess Paul did too. But I was going to just go to it, just like, you know, drop in, like no big deal. And then Gene found out about it, I think, and well, you did. You found out about it, and he invited me down for lunch. I met these 2 guys. Had a great time. Next thing I'm rehearsing with them, and next thing I'm in a hotel room with my daughter, and I'm going, you're not going to believe this, but I'm going to go up and sing, and you got to go down and look at the stuff. She was blown away. Wow. She was like, wow, Dad. You know, even though she's seen Go records on the wall and pictures of the guys and, you know, the old movies and the old videos, it was nothing like the real deal.
It's nothing like
it was really cool.
When you're really up there.
Yeah, she's digging it.
Let's do a fast forward here to New York and Ace, when Gene and Paul approached you about being involved with the MTV Unplugged, and when you knew that it was really going to be unplugged. There are bands that have done unplugged, and it's sort of in quotation marks. This was an unplugged situation, acoustic all the way around. What were your initial feelings about that?
I was very excited. The fact that I wasn't able to play some of my more intricate solos on the acoustic guitar due to the limitations, you know, that was a bummer, but other than that, I mean, it was fantastic. The vibe was there. Working with the guys after 15 years was a big thrill, and I think it was the beginning of this whole thing.
Anybody who saw the MTV Unplugged, there was some major smiles going on there, some major grins happening all the way around, and it was obvious that you guys were having fun, and it was a delight for us as fans to be able to see it. We have quite a night here. We talked about acoustic. Now, in about 2 months, It will be full-on electric, the first KISS tour with the 4 original members in makeup in 15 years. Yeah.
All right.
The marching orders for a generation. Rock and roll all night and party every day. That's KISS from the MTV Unplugged sessions. We are just getting started here. A little bit later on, I'll have some details on how you can win an 18-inch Sony Dual LNB digital satellite system, installation and 6 months of free programming included from DirecTV. And in celebration of International Guitar Month, at the end of the show, 2 callers will win a Fender acoustic, 1 will win a Martin Backpacker acoustic, and baseball caps courtesy of Diodario Strings and the Positively Music Council, who invites you to visit your local music instrument retailer to learn how you can make your own music. And, as always, Rockline brought to you by 1-800-CALL-ATT. Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Just dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for all interstate calls. When we come back, your phone calls for KISS on the Global Satellite Network.
Some people think that just because...
Ink addiction! Ink!
The Blaze.
Before we take our first call for the guys from KISS, we want to welcome another brand new Rockline affiliate tonight. Joining us for the first time are the folks tuned in to 101.1 WMRR, the Total Rock Experience in Muskegon, Michigan. Man, you picked a good night to get on the Rockline. We hope to hear from you folks tonight, and call us every Monday night on truly interactive radio, Rockline. Our first stop for all 4 original members of KISS with us in our studios tonight. Danielle, you have the honor of being the first one. Danielle's in Beaver Creek, Ohio, listening to 104.7 WTUE in Dayton. Danielle, I introduce KISS to you.
Hi.
Hey there.
Hey, Danielle.
Oh, my God. I just want to tell you guys that this is like my dream, okay? I'm only 14, so I never got to see you guys back when you had your makeup on the first time, so
Right.
it's a true honor.
That's about to change. What's your question, Danielle?
Okay, I have 2 questions. I want to know, can you tell us about your stage show and any surprises you guys might have?
Well, we can tell you about the stage show, but if we tell you the surprises, guess what? Then they're
It
not
wouldn't be a surprise?
That's right. So, I mean, the stage show is everything that everybody's come to expect from us. You know, the drums will go up 30 or 40 feet in the air. Gene's going to spit blood and fly. I'm going to break guitars. Ace is going to have smoking guitars. We're going to, you know, go out over the audience with platforms. We'll be playing, I'd say, between 20 and 25 songs, all the stuff that you want to hear. It's going to be KISS. It's like a KISS show on steroids. It's what everybody expects from KISS, but 10 times more. So, I mean, it's going to live up to everything we did in the past, and then it's going to obliterate it. It's really going to be a very cool show. We're using all kinds of modern technology, but we're making sure that technology doesn't, you know, drown us. It's real easy to put together a show that looks like a Vegas review. This is a rock and roll show that's going to knock you on your pretty little butt.
There you go. Good point, too. The integrity of the rock show is maintained, and that's good news. Thanks, Danielle, for getting us started there. Diston in St. Louis, listening to KC95 tonight. You're on with KISS.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Hey, first of all, I wanted to tell you, longtime fan, seen every show since '76. All the fans in St. Louis and KC listeners can't wait for you to get here.
Cool.
First of all, I want to know, okay, after this tour, what's next? What can you possibly do to top this?
Another tour.
I don't know. We're taking it day by day, as Gene sort of puts it. I mean, you know, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and so, as far as I know, I mean, it's just day by day, and every day is better than the next day, as far as I'm concerned.
If we spend a lot of time thinking about where we're going to be a year or 2 down the line, that means that we're not spending enough time thinking about today. You know, we started doing this again when we got together and saw how much fun it was, and that the chemistry was there. Because if we weren't feeling good about playing with each other, you can put as many smoke bombs, as many, you know, light shows, as many hydraulic lifts on stage, and everybody's going to see through it. Keep going forward.
Be a hell of a 4th of July weekend there. KISS will be playing in St. Louis on July 2nd. That'll be some fireworks there for sure. Brian in St. Cloud, Minnesota, listening to WHMM Rockin' 101 tonight. Hi, Brian.
Hi, guys.
I'm Brian Richards. That's my name. I'm 26 years old. I've been a KISS fan for 18 years, since 1978. Never had a chance to see you guys in makeup. This concert is a dream come true. I've been waiting almost my entire life for this, guys. Thank you.
What's your question there, Brian?
My question is, last year during the KISS conventions, when you came to Minneapolis, I saw you guys at the Radisson Hotel. Excellent time, and you allowed the fans to bring video cameras and audio recorders, that is, into the convention hall to record your acoustic performance and question and answer session. I was just wondering, are you going to be allowing video recorders or audio recorders into the arenas on this tour?
Gene?
This is a good question. You know, everything is starting off, and we're just feeling our way into this. This is a little different than the KISS conventions. We four-walled everything in the KISS conventions, which means we booked the thing. We laid down the law. There were no promoters, no booking agencies, nobody else involved. So we got to call all the shots. There are promoters and booking agencies and other people involved. We'll talk to them. We'll try to make it as open as possible so that everybody's going to have a great time. Right now, we just don't know the answer to that question.
Thanks for the call there, Brian. The show, KISS show in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area will be at the Civic Center on the 13th of July. Gilbert in San Diego tonight, listening to Rock 105.3. Gilbert, you're on with KISS.
Hey, guys. How's it going? It's a real pleasure.
It's going great.
Hope you guys hit up San Diego.
For sure.
Actually, the closest will be is a warm-up show at Irvine on June the 12th, and very cool.
Late breaking. It's the 15th.
Oh, it's not the 12th.
It is the 15th.
It's the 15th. Are
Gene,
you sure?
You can be there the 12th, but I'm showing up the 15th.
Are you sure that?
He's sure.
I'll be there on both of them.
Somebody just told us it's the 15th. Anyway,
Gilbert, just to be on the safe side, show up on the 10th and just hang out for a while.
I can do that.
It's called the Weenie Roast. A very cool band. Red Hot Chili Peppers. You may have heard of them.
Relish.
Coolest of the cool. And Korn and Everclear and some other very cool bands are going to be there. And at the end of the show, we will blow the planet Earth out of its orbit.
What's your question, Gilbert?
All right, I got two quick questions for you. First, what's up with Bruce and Eric while your new tour is on? And secondly, Gene, you've previously been against the reunion and the makeup. What changed your mind?
I think the reality is that you can only speak for one day at a time. I'm sure you've been pissed off at family members. It's no secret that all four of us have had our differences. I mean, we disagree every day of the week about all kinds of things. Blue, no. Red, no. White. So what? If you're a member of the family, you're allowed to do that. But if you or anybody else steps in the middle and says anything bad about KISS, we will kill you. We're allowed to disagree with each other. That's part of what being in a family is all about. And you have to see us to see if it's real. It doesn't matter what we say here. You've got to see it in our eyes. We love being with each other. This ain't no soundbite. We're doing this because we want to do it, and the fact that everybody's been waiting for it has nothing to do with it. We're doing it first for ourselves. We're getting off on it, and it's cool that everybody else is. And come see the show. Quote Peter Criss.
Gilbert.
That's Ace. Ace. I think I got to give Ace his due.
Yeah. And Gilbert, I can having the honor of being in this room with these guys, I can tell you that is sincere, and they do. It is an honest joy that occurs here when the four of them get together. And Paulie asked about Bruce and Eric. What's up with them? And
well, it's a good question. You know, we just finished with Bruce and Eric, probably the strongest studio album we've done in quite some time, and we delivered it to the record company. However, everything's being put on hold right now while we do this. And Bruce and Eric, in the best way, really gave us their blessing. And obviously, in a perfect world, for them, they would rather be out on tour. But they also felt that this was something that was too important. It's the foundation of why we're still around today. I mean, there wouldn't be a KISS today unless we had started this when we did. And they gave it their blessing, and they'll be rooting for this, and I had dinner with Eric last week and Bruce, and Gene sees him, and I know that Ace has spoken to him about some computer stuff. So they're great guys, and they're there, and they're cheering it on.
Excellent. This song from the MTV Unplugged not only features the four original guys, but also Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer. On drums, of course, Bruce on guitar. This is Nothing to Lose on Rockline. A Kiss from Unplugged, of course, and Nothing to Lose with all 6 members on that particular tune. A couple of songs like that on the album and on the video, both of which, of course, available. The tour, the Kiss Reunion Tour, begins in June 28th at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. You can also catch him in Louisville, Kentucky on the 30th, July 2nd in St. Louis, and Kansas City on the 3rd, July 5th in Dallas, in Houston on the 6th, and San Antonio, Texas on the 7th. We have more dates to pass along there. And as Gene had mentioned, they are, of course, subject to change. Best bet is to keep tuned to your Rockline station there.
I just want to interrupt you because I do that almost better than anything. The first show at Tiger Stadium on the 28th of June. Is that right?
The first show is the 28th of June.
Sold out in 47 minutes.
Yow.
It's the record for that event. And the only reason I'm saying this is because
you want to pat on the back,
of course.
So you should be.
But the other thing is that for anybody that wants to go or wants specifics on when, best bet is either to call local promoter, local radio station, or Ticketmaster, and they'll give you the lowdown.
Yeah, everything's still getting firmed up.
Right.
And when you have shows that are going that quickly, the show in Detroit was, I think, 37,000 people in a little, right around 45 minutes. You have to be take into account that some of the shows are subject to change, because if you may wind up adding shows, and you may have to move some of the city. So everybody just hang tight, because we're not quitting until we come to your city at least once.
Keep it tuned to the radio there and keep on top of it. Let's talk to Blaine now in Rutherford, New Jersey, listening to Q104 in New York tonight. Blaine, you're on with Kiss.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
It's going great.
I just wanted to first welcome Peter and Ace back.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, and I just had 2 quick questions. One was, I was wondering if there was any pay-per-view things in the work, like a live show. And there's another thing about Gene. There was a rumor that you were going to be starring in the new movie, if that was true.
Which movie is this?
The Spider-Man movie, they said, on the internet.
Simmons story.
The Gene Simmons story.
I think they like that, Gene. It'll come to you, Gene. It'll come to you.
I forgot the question.
It is a rumor. Wait, he's giving me a quarter. I like this.
Simmons story.
It's a rumor. No, they throw lots of stuff at us. Usually it doesn't smell, but that one's a rumor.
Okay. Blaine, thanks there, buddy. We appreciate it. We will have more with Kiss, more music, of course, and more of your phone calls coming up on the Global Satellite Network. Listen, you think there might be another part for me in that, Gene? Yeah, cold gin. Ain't nothing like it.
There you go.
There it is. From Kiss Alive, the first one, 1975, of course, the year. Kiss, all 4 original members with us live in the studio for a very special Rockline this evening. Let's get back to the phones. Jeff in Colorado Springs listening to Kilo 94.3. Jeff, you're on with Kiss.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
All right. Hey, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, Gene, there's a little something that'll pump your little stage boots out there at platforms. When I was younger, I used to, me and a buddy of mine, David Amaya, back in Riverside, California, we used to put water in our mouths and spit it out like it was your blood back in the late 70s there.
Uh-huh. And then?
And so we used to play around. I have a question for all you guys here.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Why did you guys take your makeup off, and what made you split up?
Cutting right to the bone.
Long question.
There you go.
I think what made us take off the makeup, I think by the time we took off the makeup, we felt, as we do today, that we can't do anything unless we believe in it 100%. And by the time we took off the makeup, we felt that to keep the makeup on, we'd be going through the motions. It would become a costume that wouldn't be genuine anymore. We felt that it didn't reflect who we were anymore, and we couldn't do it honestly. And there's nothing more transparent than seeing a band on stage that doesn't believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, we were becoming a parody of ourselves almost.
Yeah, because it no longer really reflected who we were. What made us break up? Fame, drugs, alcohol, women, all those kind of things. When you have people around you, your own little camp of people who are telling you how great you are, or that you're the reason the band is as big as it is, and you sometimes forget that those people are on salary, and that's why they're telling you that.
And they're on drugs too.
Or they're on drugs.
What drugs they were.
Or you know, it's the babe of the night or whatever who's trying to score extra points. You know, that kind of stuff can get in the way, and
a lot of money.
Yeah. So you know,
all the usual suspects then, really.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes it takes its toll.
Yeah.
And the cool thing today is that we're all here looking at each other and going, this is really cool. Let's do it again, and let's not recreate the past. That's not what this is going to be about. This is about picking up where we left off. The new show is not a copy of an old show. It's based on what we did before, but it's absolutely the next step.
Without making the same mistakes again.
That's right.
Oh, Jeff, thanks for the call. One question about the makeup. In the years when you were doing makeup for all those years, I never recall ever seeing a photo of any of you out of makeup.
That's right.
The security had to be incredible. How were you able to? You must have had an incredibly loyal group of people around you, I would assume, to be able to secure that, Ace.
Yeah, we did. We had several bodyguards who were loyal, you know, to the point where they would jump in front of a bullet for us almost. I remember we had a bar fight one night, and one of my bodyguards, Eddie, he just said, get up against the wall, and he just put his whole body in front of me, and people were breaking chairs over his head. And,
wow.
And 2 cops were with us. They had their guns taken away. I mean, it was nuts.
Man. He ate the gun.
And, you know, it all started over, I think Peter tried to dance with somebody else's girlfriend.
Back then, Peter was real interesting back then. Peter would have, like, a bodyguard with him. And as soon as Peter knew the bodyguard was there, he'd be yelling, "Let me at that guy! Let me at that guy!" You know, as long as there was some big guy standing behind Peter, come on, let me at him! Let me at him!
Absolutely. You don't pay them. Them guys have money for nothing. I couldn't agree with you more.
That's true.
Eric, Eric, you're on Rockline. He's in Boston, listening to 107.3 WAAF tonight. Hi, Eric.
Hi. Am I talking to Kiss right now?
Yes, you are.
All right, cool. This is Eric LePage. I'm from Thompson. I have 2 questions directed towards you guys and 1 question about the tour. Is that okay?
Go right ahead.
All right. The first question is there going to be a sequel to Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park?
We'll take it a day at a time, but probably not. You know, once you do a classic, it's difficult to beat it.
And your second question?
Okay. My second question is, how do you feel about bands like King Diamond and stuff ripping off your makeup and stuff?
We wish every band who gets up on stage all the luck in the world. Honestly, you know, we're not trying to circle around the question, but how would you feel if somebody came into your house uninvited? I'm sure you feel the same way we do. Get a life. All bands should have their own vibe. We're not going to come into your house uninvited. Don't come into the Kiss house uninvited.
MTV Unplugged and, of course, the Kiss Unplugged CD. That is Beth. All 4 members with us live on Rockline this evening. Let's take a call from Eric in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I guess, Eric, you won a contest there on your station, WHMH Rockin' 101, and got the honor of getting on the show tonight and talking with Kiss. How you doing, Eric?
Not too bad, yourself?
Good. What's your question?
I was wondering, out of all the tours you guys have gone on, what was the most fun you've ever had on tour?
All the tours have been fun for me. I mean, where I sit as the drummer, I got the best seat in the house, I think, watching the guys in front of me. I enjoy watching them. I've seen Gene go up in the air and then get dragged with a rope and bounced on the stage. I've seen Paul do amazing things. All the shows to me have always been. The best one, though, was watching Ace get electrocuted. That really turned me on.
Lakeland.
I
almost
died.
That. Thank you.
I mean, I thought he was doing the coolest dance up there. I never saw him move like that. And all of a sudden I realized, wow.
Reminiscent of Frankenstein.
That was my favorite show. I think Ace and Gene getting bounced when he had one leg on it. He was just kind of swinging in the air. I don't know if you guys remember that one. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. That was funny.
So those are my favorites.
Ace was so close to frying, somebody threw butter on stage.
Is that right? Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I had no feeling in my fingers. It was all burned.
He literally got electrocuted.
Yeah.
He made contact with one of the railings on the stage, on the stairs, and he was holding his guitar. And did some
Whoa.
pretty incredible acrobatics.
Jesus.
Man, how many volts did you take? Did you find out?
I think it was 220.
Wow.
Oh, he was flat on.
The lighting
In fact, one of our fans in Florida sent in photos, and we made sure that it's in our history book, which incidentally...
Glad you mentioned that.
Wow. You're good.
Thank you very much.
He is good.
Well, we've been getting swamped. Everybody's trying to find out how to get the book.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to do us all a favor. We're gonna tell you a phone number, but do not call the phone number for tour information. They do not have a clue. The only reason you should call this number is if you want the book. The book is 440 pages, 9 pounds.
It's $440.
No, it's not. But the main thing, the difference between this one and the last thing is every single book is signed by Ace, Peter, Paul, and myself.
Wow.
And each one of us took forever. I mean, how long did it take to sign those?
3 months.
I mean, it took forever to sign those things. But that's our philosophy. You know, it's from us to you. It's not available in bookstores. You want it, you got to dial 1-800-905-KISS. 1-800-905-KISS is the way to get the book. Don't call them to ask where we're playing and what we're playing. Call Ticketmaster.
Those people know nothing
That's strictly
about anything except the book. So you're wasting your time and theirs.
And I might add, you need to be a big Kiss fan to get this book, because it weighs like 10 pounds.
Yeah. Well, if you're not a big Kiss fan, by the time you lift that book, you will be. You will be.
That's right. Send us a postcard for your chance to win a 1996 Rockline AT&T calendar. It's signed by the guests that appear on the show this month. Put your name, address, the station you're listening to right now on a postcard. Mail it to 1996 Rockline calendar, P.O. Box 4383, Hollywood 90078. 96 Rockline calendar is brought to you, as always, by AT&T. More from KISS when we return on the Global Satellite Network.
Some people think that just
The Blaze.
Back live all over North America, the original members of KISS joining us live here in the studio. And everybody who gets on the air tonight, by the way, will receive a copy of KISS Unplugged, courtesy of Mercury Records. And some of you will receive vinyl editions, I'll get it out here, from KISS of some great albums, courtesy of H&H Marketing. And also you'll be entered to win a Sony 18-inch dual LNB digital satellite system that delivers brilliant digital picture and CD quality sound, featuring over 200 channels of programming from DirecTV and USSB. And when you buy any Sony DSS system between now and May 15th, you'll get $65 in free programming from DirecTV and USSB. See Sears and other participating Sony retailers for details. We'll be giving away one of these every single week. So if you'd like to enter, send us a postcard to Sony Digital Satellite System, P.O. Box 4383, Hollywood, California, 90078. Once again, on Rockline, Ace Frehley on the lead vocals there, and the Stones tune, 2000 Man. We were just talking while the song was on there, Ace, and picking that tune, or rather, if there is such a thing as an obscure Stones song, that would probably be in that category. How did you?
My friend Chris Casone, who was engineer at a studio called North Lake Studios in North White Plains, picked it from me.
Very cool. Very nice stuff. Nice and amazingly fortuitous that tune was.
Absolutely.
Written back in the 60s. Back to the phones we go. Delano in Albuquerque listening to 94 Rock tonight. Delano.
Yeah.
You're on with KISS.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's going on?
What kind of name is that, Delano?
This is, it came from the president. From Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
There you go.
I was going to say Delano.
Yeah,
wow.
Right.
Yeah, my question is for Peter and Ace. I was wondering why it took you guys so long to put out a solo album.
For the same reason the group broke up.
Refer back to about a half an hour ago there.
Rewind the tape.
That's right.
Very good, Ace.
That answer
I'll
would
go along
apply.
with that, too,
Yeah.
sure. First they had to remember what instruments they played.
But he means that in a good way.
Absolutely, in the very best way, of course. So that would be Delano, then, I guess would be the correct pronunciation there. Thank you for the call. James in LaGrange, Georgia, listening to WVRK Rock 103 in Columbus, Georgia, tonight. James.
Hey.
Hey.
What's your question, James?
Okay, this is for Gene and Paul. I was wondering how you maintained the persona of KISS throughout all the split and after Eric Carr's death.
Well, I think, what's real important is to know who you are and what you believe in. And we all make mistakes and nobody's ever always right. But I think we've always believed in KISS, and it shows. I mean, we've made mistakes, but we've always gone forward. And hey, the loss of Eric Carr was a tremendous, tremendous loss for us and for the fans. And you keep going forward. Nobody would want you to stop because they're gone. And that's always been the KISS philosophy, is to try to slug through it and keep going forward. And that's what we've done. And that's what brings us to where we are today.
There you go. Thanks, James, for the call. Mark in Mankato, Minnesota, listening to 93 KXLP. Got a question for KISS, Mark?
Yeah, I do. I got a question for Ace and Peter.
Okay.
I was just wondering what's in store for those two guys as far as KISS goes or solo albums.
Well, right now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm back with the family, and I'm here today, and I hope I'm with them tomorrow. And I'm having a great time. I'm not thinking of any solo stuff right now. I tried that and ran into a wall. So today, I'm not running into a wall. I've got my family back. I'm cool. I'm happy. I don't know how Ace feels.
Stu.
A lot of stewardess.
You're in the family now. You'll never get out. You'll never get out.
What do you think, Ace?
Yeah, well, right now we're more preoccupied, I think, with putting the makeup back on and giving the fans what they have been dying for many years. Who knows what's going to happen 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now? We'll play it by ear.
Focus on today.
Thank you for the good question, though.
Absolutely, Mark. Tim in New Orleans, listening to 92.3 WCKW tonight. Tim?
Hey, guys. First of all, let me just say I have July 9th marked off on the calendar, waiting for it big time. And my question is,
birthday.
My question is, how do y'all decide what venues to play when y'all come to different cities?
We really, we've spent so much time touring, and we know cities quite well. But at the same time, we have booking agents and people that'll sit down with us, and sometimes they'll say, why don't you play this place over that place because, X, Y, or Z. I mean, they may have their reasons. And we try to be involved in everything, but the thing that's most important to us is finding the place where we can do the show the best we can do it. It's not always us who has we always have the ultimate say, but it's not always us that has the most insight to where the best place to play is.
They'll be in New Orleans there, as Tim mentioned, on the 9th of July, July 10th in Memphis, Chicago on the 12th, St. Paul on the 13th, and in Moline, Illinois on the 14th of July. Gene Simmons out front on this one. KISS on Rockline, and the story of that from KISS, from the Unplugged CD, and more coming up with KISS. More of your phone calls, too, on this special night here on Rockline. Stick around on the Global Satellite Network. We are back live with Paul, Gene, Peter, and Ace, the original members of KISS, with us in the studio this evening. Sheldon in Boston, Massachusetts, listening to 107.3 WAAF. Sheldon, what's your question?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good, man.
Great. First of all, been a KISS fan since '87. Saw you guys twice, never with makeup. I want to say this is a dream come true for me. I'm glad you guys are doing this. It's wonderful. Here's my question. You guys have had 10 years of eras of costumes to choose from. I want to ask you, how did you go about and why did you go about choosing the Love Gun era of costumes?
I think probably because when we looked at all the outfits that we had, we kind of figured that was really the pinnacle in terms of staying true to the original, vibe of the band. We felt that Dynasty went a little over the top and almost became like Disney-looking, outfits. And, the costumes that we had during the Alive 2 tour were very, very cool. The stage show was very cool. And we just felt that kind of like epitomized, the KISS tradition and the KISS look. So those are the outfits that we chose.
Thanks, Sheldon. John in Flint, Michigan, listening to Wings 103 in Lapeer, Michigan tonight. John.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Great.
Thank you, first of all, for blessing us with the first concert of the tour in Detroit. I will be there.
Cool.
My question is for Ace. Ace, off the first 6 albums, you only sang one song. On this tour, are you going to just do Shock Me or maybe going to give us 2,000 Man?
I'll be doing Shock Me, 2,000 Man, and probably 2 or 3 others. But you got to come to the show to see.
Tom Ace will sing Beth for you.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
You never know. John, thanks. Dave in Rochester, New York, listening to 96 WCMF. What's your question for KISS, Dave?
How you guys doing?
Very well, thank you.
All right, I just want to say you guys are the greatest four things that ever happened to rock and roll.
Thank you.
Ever. And my question is really, I guess, to Gene and Paul. I was wondering why you guys changed the cover of the Creatures of the Night album. I am the only person I know that has the original cover, which I thought was one of the coolest you guys had. But it took away kind of the importance of Lick It Up, which of course was the first one without the Make It Up. And to some of the newer fans, Creatures of the Night, when they see the newer cover, might think that that was the first one without the makeup. So I was wondering, what was the reasoning behind changing the cover?
Good question.
I didn't play on it.
Besides the fact that Ace didn't play on the cover, even though he was on the cover, the truth is that after Lick It Up came out, the record company said, hey, why don't we re-release Creatures? Because everybody thought Creatures was a great album that didn't really get a great shot because it was the last album with makeup on. So even though it wasn't an idea that came from us, it was a mistake. The record company had the idea. We went along with it. And when we look at it now, it's really not something we're comfortable with because, it's not in the spirit of the original album. So the album will be re-released with the original cover on it because that's the cover that belongs on it. And you're right. That's really, it's confusing because people thought, oh, that must have been the first album without makeup. Lick It Up was the first album without makeup. And
the number one act in the world back in those days, and yet all four of you could go out on the street, Madison Avenue, Main Street, USA, and probably not be recognized.
We thought so at first. The idea started very much by just us noticing that fans wanted us. What? Peter's drawing pictures for myself.
Thank you, Peter, for those.
Things with faces on them. Very
anatomically
nice.
Correct. Very good.
No, I mean, the idea really started with the fans who we noticed they were respecting the makeup and they wanted to hold on to the magic. So we started respecting their wishes and only being photographed in makeup.
Mm-hmm.
But you would think out of makeup it'd be sort of that Clark Kent Superman thing, but it's far from the truth. We don't look like Joe Average. And the truth is, it became a nightmare. You literally could not go out to a restaurant with a girl and not have paparazzi waiting for you outside, ready to snap your photo. In fact, there was a $25,000 reward on our heads for getting us without photos and stuff. Some of the photographers were friends. Some were obviously out there, to ruin the magic for the fans. I mean, there were tons of photos of us coming out of restaurants, hiding behind napkins and, whatever else, just because of the fans. It would have been easier to say, okay, so what? So we're off stage.
We never, we were wearing platform boots all the time, off stage, on stage. Nobody ever saw us off stage and said, I wonder if those guys are doctors. I mean, it was obvious that we were KISS. We were these guys with blue-black hair, which you didn't hide. We were wearing platform boots all the time. So people had this idea that, wow, you take off the makeup and you kind of blend into the crowd. People would see us and they said, it's either KISS or the circus is in town.
Let's talk to Mark in Detroit listening to The Riff tonight. Mark.
Hi, Gene, Paul, Peter Ace. How you guys doing tonight?
Great. Really
cool.
Good, thank you.
My question is, throughout the years, when did you do you use hearing protection, and what type do you use?
What? Can I hear you? Sorry.
See that one coming a mile. Sorry, Mark, but you walked into that one, buddy.
We've all done different things at different.
Yes, no.
We've done different things at different times.
And we're sorry.
And we're sorry for it.
Maybe that in a good way.
I think that answers your question, Mark. Or as much as you're going to get from 4 or 5 guys who can't hear very well. But in a little over 2 months, as a matter of fact, Mark was calling from Detroit there. Of course, the tour begins in the city that gave them their first sold-out concert at a major arena, right?
We were doing headlining shows in Detroit when we were an opening act everywhere else. Detroit Rock City was a song that I wrote not to kiss anybody's butt, but really because Detroit was a city that made us feel at home when other cities were still trying to figure out who we were.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be Detroit Rock City. Rockin' in Detroit Faux Show, Detroit Rock City. What a great song that is. From KISS, from the Destroyer album, which, by the by, 20 years ago today.
Wow. It was 20 years ago today.
That's the very one. Went platinum.
Wow.
Went platinum 20 years ago today on this very day.
Wow.
April 22nd.
Now, you should have known that, Gene.
I read the news today, oh boy. Peter's saying that after having drawn these marvelous masterpieces on the floor.
We should get these framed and matted if possible. More KISS dates. Indianapolis, you can see the band there in July on the 16th. Dayton on the 17th. Cleveland on the 19th. July 20th, they'll be in Pittsburgh and Buffalo on the 21st. We'll try and get to the remainder of those before the show ends. Right now, Tammy in Columbus, Georgia, waiting to talk to KISS. Listening to Rock 103 in Columbus there. Tammy, you're on.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I want y'all to know that I'm really excited about the reunion tour. I love you all.
Wetter than a poked eye, huh?
It really makes me feel pretty old. So. I remember back in '76. I remember playing in the streets with my little broomstick guitars, my brother. And I was 8, so I was Ace Frehley. So.
That's so cool.
I think they enjoyed that, Tammy.
And I remember singing "I Was Made for Loving You" to the little boy down the street.
That's great.
I really do.
With the broomstick.
With
the broomstick.
In your head.
I think it's kind of like
been
Clue.
one of those days.
That's great,
We're
Tammy.
just in a crazy mood.
No, I'm serious. I'm just really excited because last year, it's so ironic that y'all are doing the reunion tour because it was just last year that I went out and bought just almost every single older CD.
Oh, that's cool.
And stuff, and I just bought the Smashes, Thrashes, and Hit. And I didn't know that y'all released the Unplugged.
Well, all the stuff that you like on all those albums is what you're going to be hearing because we're going to really make sure that we cover all bases and nobody's going to leave the arena without saying that they heard everything they wanted to hear.
Tammy, you got time for a question in there?
Yes, I do. I have a question for Gene. I was wondering if it was true that you used to be an elementary school teacher.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
What grade?
6th.
6th grade?
Yeah.
Now, what would the kids say about Gene Simmons today as their 6th grade teacher?
They would say, "Can I have a ticket to the
Those are their exact words, I'm sure.
Of course, I guarantee you.
Yeah. Tammy, thanks for the call, and I can vouch that Gene is also an excellent typist, and if you'd like to get some resumes done, we'll have a phone number.
Can I have a job?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you, Tommy.
Back with more on the Global Satellite Network from KISS.
A word to those looking for a great tasting beer. Reinheitsgebot.
I'll bet you could.
April is International Guitar Month, and in honor of that, we're giving away 3 guitars provided by such great manufacturers as Ovation, Ibanez, Takamine, Martin, and Fender, and baseball caps courtesy of Diodario. And we have our winners for tonight. The winners, 2 of which will receive Fender Acoustics, and 1 will get the Martin Backpacker guitar. That's Diston Nelson listening to KSHE in St. Louis, Jeff Shelton listening to Kilo 94.3 in Colorado Springs, and John Kuhn tuned into Wings 103 in Lapeer, Michigan. Rockline and the Positively Music Council encourage you to support your local school music program to teach and inspire the next generation of musicians. The remaining announced dates for KISS, and this is, I must emphasize, a partial list because there will be many, 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 many more to tell you about. But the ones that have been announced, July 23rd in D.C., 2 dates at Madison Square Garden in New York on the 25th and 26th, the Spectrum in Philly on the 27th, the Civic Center in Hartford on the 28th, Providence on the 30th of July and July 31st in Boston, Massachusetts. Keep it tuned to your Rockline station for more and ticket information on those. Thanks to everybody for calling tonight. What a show. We'll wrap up International Guitar Month next week with Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Also coming up, a very special evening of exclusive live music from one of the most successful new bands out there today, 7 Mary 3. Special thanks tonight to Doc McGee and everybody at McGee Entertainment Incorporated, to Drew Murray at Mercury, to Alex Nicholas and Ray Harper at H&H Marketing for providing us with some great KISS memorabilia to give away tonight. If you'd like some information on some of the cool stuff that they have, their number is 1-800-686-5477. And, of course, it would not be a show, and rock and roll would be very different without these 4 gentlemen with us tonight, Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter. Gentlemen.
You know, before we go, we should mention that we're trying to make every single stop an event, so we're going to try, and it looks real good, to try to get different bands playing with us at every one of these shows.
Oh, yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots are obviously very, very cool, and, you know, they don't need us to sing their praises. You all know how cool they are. They're going to be playing with us in Detroit, the very first show, and probably in the New York concert. And the rest of the shows we'll see.
Outstanding. So you're going to be booking that kind of act throughout the tour. We have tried to cram 90 minutes into this show tonight with all four of you, and it was impossible, as we knew. So I wanted to just extend an invitation to you right now that sometime between now and when the tour is over in 97 or whenever that may be, would love to have you guys back to do this again. We got a lot of ground to cover that we just scratched the surface tonight.
We will return.
And it'll be great to hear the show in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Indeed it will. Long live KISS. I'm Steve Downs. See you. You've been listening to Rockline, brought to you by 1-800-CALL-ATT. Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Just dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for all interstate calls. And by the Air Force. Learn tomorrow's skills in today's Air Force. The superior sound of Rockline was made possible in part by Tellus Zephyr. Rockline is engineered by Jimmy Rash, Oscar Gutierrez, and Adele Martin. Technical direction by Greg Jernigan. Associate producer Kat Williams. Thanks to Ken Hoffman, Maria Lang, Jay Yanovich, and Michelle DeSisto for their special help. Rockline is produced by Jim Villanueva, executive producer Howard Gilman. I'm Steve Downs. Rockline is an exclusive presentation of the Global Satellite Network.